MMAweekly.com here with Kim Couture. Kim, how's everything going?
Great, thank you.
So, Kim, what's your fighting future look like?
Well, I'm anxious to get back in there and start training. I haven't been released to start doing that yet. I'm okay to grapple, but no sparring, no stand-up as of right now. Still working with my strength and conditioning coach whenever I get the chance. Just looking forward to getting back in there. Once I get cleared to start sparring and stuff, I'd like to get familiar with everything again, and I need about 10 weeks to get ready for a fight, so I'll try to set up another one before the end of the year.
When do you get cleared?
He hasn't said yet.
So it's indefinite. It could be tomorrow. It could be 2 months from now.
Well, I went for a checkup last week, and he said not yet, so I'm just kind of waiting.
What's the recovery process been like?
It was fine. I was fine after the fight. I had to wait a week. Fought on Friday and didn't get my surgery until Wednesday, and I was fine. I think the only time I was ever really in pain is right after the surgery. I think it felt better broke than it did fixed.
Really? So during the fight you weren't in extreme pain?
Only when I had to clear my head. On the takedowns and it would bounce, that hurt, and trying to clear my head when she was holding me, everybody's like, clear your head. I'm like, I know. A little slow.
Right.
It kind of hurts.
Right.
And that was it. That was pretty much it. Boxing, there was going to be no boxing for me that night. I just, at every length to keep her hands away from my face. I didn't want the fight to be stopped. I knew that I had plenty of other tools in my tool belt. Get to the clinch, knees, takedowns, and work on my ground game. So my boxing looked horrible, but that's okay.
What did you learn from that fight? What did you take away from it? As a first time, as a first pro fight, what did you take away from it, the whole experience?
I thought it was a fantastic experience. People were grossed out by the blood, but me, even with the loss, I thought it was amazing. I loved it. I think going into that fight, Randy's like, what do we need to work on? What do you feel you're lacking? And I said, I'm very technical. I train everything. My cardio's great. I don't feel like I have the fire burning in me that everybody else does.
Meaning what?
Way too relaxed. My fight in Portland, he's smacking my leg and hit me with the focus mitts going, wake up, you got to fight. And I'm like, okay, babe. I'm just not, I don't get amped up, and I feel like I need to get that from somewhere, and I just don't know where. I'm a really relaxed person all the time. So I think with this fight, it helped put that fire in me, realizing that, hey, you either get with the program or you're going to get hurt or you're going to lose. So
well, you had a lot of ground to gain back. She kind of gained that ground. She kind of imposed her will in that first exchange, and you had to come back and impose her will as well. So what was that experience like, feeling that for the first time? Or
I loved it. I didn't know myself how I would react in that situation. And it's kind of funny going into that fight, I kept having dreams that something bad was going to happen in that first 5-10 seconds of the fight. I would tell him, and Randy's like, don't put that out there in the world, don't put that out there and jinx yourself. And sure enough.
It's like The Secret.
Yeah, I know. But I did. I was having anxiety over that first 5 seconds of the fight. And I think the biggest thing for me is that me trying to be methodical and technical right off the bat isn't going to get me anywhere. I need to get in the fight because whoever I'm in there with, they want to beat the name, they want to beat the school, they want to take my head off. So me going in there going, I'm going to stick to this game plan and be, technical, I need to get in the fight and engage and scrap and then worry about being technical once I've got control.
Right.
And I needed that,
So why do you fight? I know that's an open-ended question, but why do you fight?
I'm a freak like that. I love it. It's a big stress reliever for me. I do a lot of stuff, run all the businesses, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm doing all these things, and I think before I started training like this, Randy noticed, everybody noticed, I was really stressed out. I was working a lot, I'm a workaholic, and really had no time for myself. And I think the biggest thing for me is I have to set a goal. When Randy retired for that year, I got him into that adventure race with me. I'm like, let's do it. I was doing charity 5K runs, whatever I could find, signing me up for. So I have a goal and I'll train and I'm disciplined. If I don't have a goal, I don't train. Or I'm just not consistent. So now that I've got into the training and I'm addicted to learning about this sport and everything that it has to offer, I want to compete. I've been an athlete all my life, and you get to that level where I'm training in everything, and I've got the top trainers that I could get my hands on. How can you not want to go out there and compete against, other women in your weight class? So it's been fun, and it's been really, really good for me in a lot of different ways. I mean, not to mention it gets you in the best shape of your life, and you just feel fantastic.
Right.
It's just really healthy. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody should try it out. Not necessarily fighting, but just training.
Right. Well, has obviously you said before that when fighters are coming into the ring, they're wanting to take on the name and everything like that. You've been a lightning rod for criticism. Has that motivated you, discouraged you in this whole pursuit?
It might sound ignorant, but I don't really know or hear what people say. I don't know what's out there because, unless somebody brings it up and tells me specifically, I don't know. I don't know what people think. I know a lot of people always ask me, do you feel the pressure? I'm like, I don't feel any pressure,
Mm-hmm.
That stuff doesn't really get to me. I don't focus on anything negative, and it's not really about anybody else or what anybody else really thinks. It's about me, and there's nobody forcing me to do this, and I'm not having to do it to put food on the table. It's purely fun, and it's purely my favorite pastime. It's relaxing to me, believe it or not.
So has there been any more talks with the AFL? You had some talks with them initially?
Yeah, no. I'm having commitment issues.
Commitment issues? What do you mean?
Yeah, no, they were new on the scene, and they had a lot of big talking, and they threw out some big numbers, and obviously signed Tara LaRosa for a lot of money, and that's great for her. I think she's fantastic.
Right.
But they don't even have a TV deal yet, and some of their strategies for what they're trying to do and setting up pay-per-view and stuff like that, I just don't agree with. I think they're going about it the wrong way, and I've tried to offer my advice, and I don't know what's going to happen with them, but I'm certainly in no rush, and like I said, I don't feel any pressure, so I'll just wait to see what happens. Whatever's supposed to happen, whatever comes up, I'll wait and cross that bridge when I get to it.
But you want to face Kim Rose again?
I'd love to. I thought she was a great competitor, and I'm sure she wouldn't mind fighting me again without me bleeding all over her. So, I was like 25% in that fight, and she got to fight at 100%. So I want to get in there, and I want to be 100% and give her the other 75 that she didn't get to see, and get in there and really, really have a good fight. Right,
exactly. After that fight, did you and Randy have any talks about like your safety or anything like that, or do you think that obviously you got hurt pretty badly in that fight? I know the recovery process was a little bit quicker than everybody expected, but was there any conversations afterwards? Like it was like, hun, I think we might want to talk about this a little bit, or anything like that? No.
That's Randy.
I just had to ask.
Good job, babe.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, he was really proud. He was really excited, and I think, frankly, he was shocked. He was like, "Well, wow, I didn't expect that from you."
Really?
Yeah. So, he was really proud of me, and he was like, anything technical or footwork or whatever, we could fix that. I just got caught. Everybody gets caught. I think the difference is I had my mouth open when I got caught. Which they make mouth guards for a reason. You're supposed to keep your mouth shut. So, learned that lesson too. Yeah, he doesn't. He's all for it.
Right.
He thinks it's great. So, and I didn't really get hurt that bad. I mean, yes, my jaw broke. It broke in 2 places. But despite all the rumors, my nose was fine. I had no black eyes. I had no cuts. I saw an article that my orbital bone was broken. I was like, wow, that's news to me, So I think blood really grosses people out, and it just makes it a lot worse than what it is. Mm-hmm. I was fine.
So what is the ideal scenario for you in the next year in terms of mixed martial arts and fighting?
I'd like to get another fight in before the end of the year. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to wait and see what happens with my husband, because I'd like to fight on his undercard.
I see.
I think...
the undercard of which event?
When he fights Fedor.
Ah.
I mean, that fight's going to happen, one way or another. We don't know who, where, when, or how, but when it happens, I think it'd be kind of cool to experience that together.